Think for a moment about how many people around the world begin their day with a simple cup of coffee. It's more than just a drink. It's a ritual, a comfort, a way to spark energy and focus. But what if that same cup of coffee could do more than just wake you up in the morning? What if it could quietly begin to restore circulation, energize your body at the cellular level, and even bring back the kind of vitality that so many men believe is lost with age? This is where a fascinating truth emerges. It's not about drinking more coffee, but about what you choose to put into it. For decades, coffee has been studied and debated. Some see it as a guilty pleasure, others as a health booster. What's undeniable is that coffee is already a powerful vehicle. It stimulates, increases alertness, and supports metabolic activity. Now, imagine pairing that vehicle with natural ingredients designed to target circulation, hormones, and energy production. Suddenly, your daily coffee becomes more than a habit. It becomes a health tool, one that can directly influence performance and confidence, even in the most personal areas of life. Men over 50, 60, even 70 often notice changes that they're reluctant to talk about. Energy isn't what it used to be, recovery feels slower, and erections that were once firm and dependable seem inconsistent. Many quietly assume this is just the natural course of aging, something they can't change, but research and clinical experience show a very different story. The decline isn't inevitable, it's a reflection of lifestyle choices, nutrient gaps, and circulatory health. And here's the beauty of it, coffee can serve as the perfect carrier for restoring what's missing. Why coffee? Because it's already part of your day. You don't have to overhaul your life or add complicated routines. By simply enriching what you already drink with targeted natural compounds, you create a simple and consistent way to support blood flow, nitric oxide production, and testosterone balance. For example, adding certain amino acids or mineral-rich plant extracts into your morning cup can stimulate vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels. This isn't just about the heart, it's directly linked to stronger, more reliable erections. What many see as a sexual health issue is, in reality, a circulatory issue. And when circulation improves, vitality comes rushing back. It's also important to understand that rituals shape results. The act of making your morning coffee is already a habit hardwired into your brain. By tying your health support to that ritual, you're setting yourself up for consistency, and consistency is the key to real change. Over time, those small daily choices accumulate, and the body begins to respond in ways that can feel nothing short of miraculous. Another powerful aspect is psychology. When you start your day with an intentional choice, when you say to yourself, "This coffee isn't just for energy, it's for my long-term strength and vitality," you shift your mindset. That mindset fuels confidence, and confidence in itself has a direct effect on performance. You're no longer passively accepting decline, you're actively investing in resilience. Think about the countless men who have resigned themselves to decline, who believe there's nothing they can do but rely on prescriptions or accept frustration. Now imagine the alternative, something as simple as a morning cup, upgraded with the right nutrients, quietly restoring energy, circulation, and performance every single day. That's the kind of shift that doesn't just change the body. It changes how a man feels about himself. So the truth is, your coffee can be more than just coffee. With the right addition, it can become a powerful ally in bringing back the strength, energy, and erections you thought were gone forever. When we talk about restoring vitality, especially in men as they grow older, one of the most overlooked but essential factors is circulation. Good circulation is the lifeblood of energy, confidence, and performance. Without it, the body simply cannot deliver nutrients and oxygen to the places that need them most. When blood flow is compromised, the first signs often show up in the smallest blood vessels, those responsible for intimate function. That's why erectile issues are often one of the earliest red flags of a circulatory problem. But the good news is that circulation is not fixed. It can be improved, supported, and even revitalized at any age. The body has a natural mechanism for this, something known as nitric oxide. This remarkable molecule acts like a signal, telling blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing blood to flow freely. Think of it as the body's own internal switch for better circulation. When you were younger, your nitric oxide levels were naturally high, which is why erections were effortless and energy seemed endless. But with age, nitric oxide production declines. Add in modern stress, poor diet, lack of movement, and suddenly the system doesn't perform as it used to. Yet here's where nature gives us another advantage. There are foods, herbs, and natural compounds that directly stimulate nitric oxide production, and when consumed daily, they can bring circulation back online. This is where your morning coffee becomes more than just a comfort. Certain ingredients, when blended into that cup, act as powerful nitric oxide boosters. For example, amino acids like L-arginine and L-citrulline have been shown to increase the body's ability to produce nitric oxide. When that happens, blood flow improves, not just to the heart and muscles, but also to the reproductive system. Suddenly, what once felt like a lost ability begins to reawaken. Imagine starting your day with a simple cup that doesn't just energize your mind, but also primes your entire circulatory system for vitality. And it doesn't stop with erections. Improved circulation affects every aspect of health: better oxygen delivery to the brain for sharper focus, improved stamina for physical activity, faster recovery after exertion, even healthier skin and organ function. It's as if the body is given a fresh supply of fuel every single day, fueling not just confidence in the bedroom, but in every area of life. We often underestimate how much circulation ties into masculinity itself. A strong handshake, an upright posture, the ability to walk with energy and speak with power. All of it is rooted in how well the body circulates blood and oxygen. So when a man begins to lose circulation, he doesn't just feel weaker physically. He begins to doubt himself mentally and emotionally. But restoring blood flow through natural means, through something as simple as enhancing your coffee with proven nitric oxide boosters, allows him to reclaim that strength from the inside out. The beauty of this approach is that it is safe, natural, and sustainable. It doesn't rely on quick fixes that mask the problem. Instead, it addresses the foundation of the issue. By supporting circulation daily, you're rebuilding the body's natural ability to perform, and as performance returns, so does confidence. It's a ripple effect. Circulation fuels energy, energy fuels confidence, and confidence fuels the quality of life. So remember, circulation is not just about blood moving through the body. It's about energy, vitality, and life itself. When you give your body what it needs to restore that flow, you give yourself back the ability to live fully, love fully, and perform fully. One of the biggest misconceptions about male vitality is that it's purely about testosterone. Of course, testosterone plays a critical role, but what many men don't realize is that there are natural compounds found in everyday foods that can act as silent partners to this hormone. They don't replace it, but they amplify its effect, making the body more responsive to the testosterone that is already present. When combined with something as common as your morning coffee, these compounds can transform an ordinary beverage into a performance-boosting tonic that fuels both energy and intimacy. Think for a moment about how food interacts with your body. Every bite you take carries information, nutrients, minerals, and enzymes that tells your cells how to function. Certain nuts, seeds, and herbs are rich in compounds called flavonoids, saponins, and polyphenols. These don't just protect the body from damage, they also play a role in balancing hormones and improving receptor sensitivity. What this means is that even if your testosterone levels are lower than they were at 30, your body can still use what it has more effectively. That is a game changer for men who feel like their energy and drive have slipped away with time. Now, here's where it becomes fascinating. When you combine these natural enhancers with coffee, which already stimulates circulation and energy, you get a synergistic effect. For example, compounds found in cacao and certain nuts can help raise dopamine levels in the brain, which is directly linked to desire and motivation. Others, like zinc, rich pumpkin seeds, or Brazil nuts loaded with selenium, contribute to healthy testosterone production. These are not exotic, hard-to-find remedies. They are simple foods placed strategically in your daily routine that speak directly to your body's vitality pathways. Many men have spent years searching for a magic pill, only to find that quick fixes come with side effects, dependency, or disappointment. Yet nature has provided answers all along, quietly waiting in the foods we eat. It's about knowing how to use them. Coffee becomes the perfect delivery system because it's something you're already consuming. By infusing it with targeted ingredients, you're turning a habit into a healing practice, a daily ritual into a performance booster. The other side of this is consistency. Your body doesn't respond to a single dose, it responds to patterns. Just as it took years of stress, poor diet, or inactivity to reduce vitality, it takes consistent nourishment to rebuild it. But the beauty here is that you don't need to change your life overnight. By making small, daily adjustments, choosing the right nuts, the right seeds, the right natural compounds, you create momentum. Day by day, your energy begins to rise, your confidence starts to return, and your intimate performance feels more natural, less forced. And let's not forget that the mind plays a critical role in all of this. When you feel in control of your body, when you know you are giving it what it needs, you stop worrying about failure and start expecting success. That shift in mindset is powerful. The brain and body communicate constantly, and when confidence returns, the physical body often follows with even greater strength. This is why the natural approach is so effective. It nurtures both the body and the mind together. So, by bringing these natural compounds into your coffee, you're not just boosting testosterone, you're enhancing the body's ability to respond to it. You're restoring a sense of balance, energy, and control that may have seemed out of reach. And as that happens, you begin to realize that vitality isn't lost with age. It simply needs to be reignited. Circulation is the lifeblood of vitality, and when it slows down, so does everything else. You can have the hormones, you can have the desire, but if blood isn't flowing properly to the areas where it's needed, the body cannot perform at its best. This is why so many men feel frustration as they age, not because the body has stopped producing what it needs, but because the delivery system has weakened. The good news is that nature has given us countless ways to restore circulation, and some of the simplest come from ingredients you can stir right into your morning coffee. When we talk about circulation, we're really talking about nitric oxide. This tiny molecule is like the body's natural switch that tells blood vessels to relax, open, and allow more blood to pass through. Without enough nitric oxide, blood vessels remain stiff and narrow, and energy, oxygen, and nutrients don't reach their targets efficiently. The result is fatigue, sluggishness, and problems with performance. But when nitric oxide is abundant, the body feels alive, energy surges, endurance improves, and intimacy becomes effortless again. Certain foods and natural compounds are champions at boosting nitric oxide. Take beets, for example. Their deep red pigment is a sign of the nitrates inside, which the body converts directly into nitric oxide. Or consider dark leafy greens like spinach and arugula, which carry their own rich supply of these compounds. Now imagine adding a concentrated form of these nitric oxide boosters into your coffee. Suddenly, your morning beverage is not just waking you up, it's opening your blood vessels, sending oxygen coursing through your body, and revitalizing your cells from the inside out. This is why men often describe a sense of renewed energy within days of making these changes. It's not just about better intimacy, it's about better living. Climbing a flight of stairs without running out of breath, keeping up with grandchildren in the park, walking with confidence instead of feeling drained. These are the subtle but profound ways circulation changes the quality of life, and once the blood starts flowing freely again, performance in every sense naturally follows. Coffee itself helps in this process. The caffeine it contains stimulates circulation, quickens the heartbeat, and gives the body a natural push. But on its own, it can only do so much. When you combine it with natural vasodilators, ingredients that widen blood vessels, you create a formula that works with the body instead of against it. It becomes a synergy, the stimulation of caffeine with the relaxation of nitric oxide boosters. The result is not jittery energy, but smooth, sustained power that fuels both the body and the mind. What's remarkable is how quickly the body responds when circulation is restored. The skin takes on a healthier glow, mental clarity sharpens, and stamina increases. Men who once thought their best days were behind them find themselves surprised by just how much energy was trapped inside, waiting to be released by something as simple as better blood flow. This isn't about tricking the body. It's about reminding it how to function the way it was designed to. Every sip of that coffee becomes an investment in your circulation, an act of nourishment for your veins and arteries. And over time, that investment pays back in vitality, confidence, and strength. Because when blood flows freely, life itself flows freely with it. One of the most overlooked factors in restoring vitality is consistency. Too often, people search for a quick fix, something they can try once and expect lasting results. But the body doesn't work that way. Just as years of poor habits slowly weaken our health, it's the steady practice of good habits that rebuilds strength and resilience. This is why making a simple change to your daily routine, like adding one powerful ingredient to your morning coffee, can make such a profound difference over time. It isn't about a miracle, it's about repetition, nourishment, and the quiet but steady rebuilding of your foundation. Think about how the body renews itself. Every cell has a life cycle, constantly breaking down and being replaced. Blood cells, muscle fibers, even the lining of your gut are always turning over. What you put into your body provides the raw materials for that renewal. If every morning you supply your body with compounds that boost circulation, balance hormones, and energize your metabolism, then every day you are reinforcing your body's ability to heal and thrive. Over weeks and months, those small daily choices add up to transformation that feels almost miraculous. This is why it's important to treat this like an ongoing practice, not a one-time experiment. The same way brushing your teeth daily protects them, or walking every day strengthens your heart, fueling your body consistently ensures that energy, confidence, and performance don't fade away. Men who commit to these small rituals often find that what begins as a hopeful experiment soon becomes something they wouldn't dream of skipping, because they can feel the difference when they do. And let's not forget that consistency builds confidence. When you know you're doing something daily that strengthens your body, you begin to carry yourself differently. You don't just wait to see if your energy will last through the day. You know it will because you've taken action to secure it. That inner confidence radiates outward. It changes how you walk into a room, how you interact with others, and even how you feel about yourself in moments of intimacy. There's also a deeper truth at work here. The body thrives on rhythm. Just as the heart beats in rhythm and the lungs breathe in rhythm, the body responds best to patterns it can rely on. When you supply it with nourishment at the same time each day, you create a rhythm of healing and energy that the body learns to expect and maximize. Skipping a day might not seem like much, but when you create a reliable cycle of input, the output, your energy, vitality, and performance becomes stronger and steadier. Of course, consistency doesn't mean perfection. There will always be days when life interrupts routines, and that's natural. But what matters most is returning to the habit, reinforcing it until it becomes second nature. Just as your morning coffee itself is a ritual you rarely miss, enhancing it with healthful additions can become a ritual that carries lasting rewards. It turns an ordinary beverage into an extraordinary tool for wellness. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't feel like effort. It isn't about taking handfuls of pills or making drastic lifestyle changes. It's about weaving health into what you already do. You wake up, you pour your coffee, and you give your body something that fuels circulation, balances hormones, and supports vitality. Day after day, sip after sip, the results accumulate. They may begin subtly, a little more energy here, a sharper mind there, but soon they gather into something undeniable. And so, the real secret is not just what you put into your coffee, but that you do it faithfully, allowing your body the time it needs to respond, adapt, and grow stronger with each passing day. Because the consistency of your actions is what creates the consistency of your results. What many people don't realize is that the benefits of small, intentional changes in health extend far beyond the body itself. Yes, better circulation, improved hormone balance, and renewed energy are critical, but the ripple effects touch every area of life. When the body feels alive again, the mind follows. Confidence returns, motivation rises, and suddenly things that once felt like a burden, whether it's tackling a project, staying social, or embracing intimacy, begin to feel natural and even exciting. Again, it's not just about restoring physical function. It's about restoring the spark that makes life worth living. When you begin to experience this renewal, something shifts in your perspective. Instead of seeing age as a slow decline, you begin to view it as a new opportunity to care for yourself more deeply. Each morning coffee becomes more than just a habit, it becomes a daily act of empowerment. You realize that you have control, that you're not at the mercy of years slipping by, but rather you can actively shape the way you age. That shift in mindset can be just as powerful as the nutrients themselves, because what you believe about your body influences how it responds. The joy of this approach is how accessible it is. We aren't talking about complicated programs, expensive treatments, or unrealistic demands. We're talking about something you already do every day, something as ordinary as drinking coffee, transformed into a tool for longevity and vitality. That simplicity removes the excuses. Anyone can do this, and when people discover how much of a difference something so small can make, it sparks hope. It makes them wonder, what else could I change? What else could I improve? That curiosity opens the door to even greater transformations. And let's not forget the relationships. When a man feels depleted, it affects not only him but also his partner, his family, his community. Low energy and poor performance create frustration and distance. But when vitality is restored, connection follows. Smiles come easier, conversations flow more freely, and intimacy regains its warmth. Families benefit when fathers and grandfathers feel strong and engaged. Partnerships flourish when confidence is rekindled. This is why something as simple as nourishing your body each morning has an impact that stretches far beyond your own health. There's also an emotional resilience that comes with physical renewal. When energy is abundant, stress feels lighter, challenges feel more manageable, and setbacks don't knock you down as hard. You begin to approach life with strength instead of hesitation. That confidence shows up in everything: how you move, how you speak, how you live. And that is where true longevity lies, not just in years added to life, but in life added to years. The beauty of this journey is that it's not about turning back the clock, it's about maximizing the time you have now. It's about refusing to settle for less than what your body is capable of. You may be 80, you may be beyond that, but if you nurture yourself daily, the body can still surprise you with how much strength, energy, and vitality it can deliver. So when you think about that simple addition to your morning coffee, don't see it as just another health tip. See it as a key, a small but powerful key that can unlock a better version of yourself, one that is vibrant, confident, and fully alive. Because when you choose to fuel your body wisely each day, you're not just drinking coffee, you're drinking possibility.